Hello, hello, hello. My mom better be in this thing. I messaged her. Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? Let me put this right here. Hold up. Sorry. I'm clicking on some stuff. I don't know. Well, hello, everybody. We are sprinting. It's all five of us in the house here. I am Courtney with Tangible Reads. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I got my tea. And we're going to talk to some friends. So y'all want to introduce yourselves? You can start, Brittany.
Sure. I'm Brittany from Brittany Loves Reading. And I do the normal bookish stuff, vlogs, sit down, the things you do on BookTube, sprints, the things. I do the things. And tonight I'm going to be reading Redemptor by Jordan Afiko.
Why does that look familiar? Is that part of a series?
This is the second book. So it's just a 2-book series, which I love.
Called the Redemptor series?
Yeah.
Oh, why does I'm thinking that's something else? Okay. Oh. Pretty cover. I like it.
This is the second book. Oh, yeah. And the hardcover is gorgeous.
Ooh. I likes.
That's what I'm reading.
Awesome.
Well, that means it's my turn. I'm Neva from... What is our channel? Are you Neva? No. Reading
with Neva.
I have clearly just woken up from a nap. Okay. I do vlogs. I will be bringing back my TBR game in March, and that's about it. Oh, and I do sprints. That's what I do. My channel is known for 24-hour sprints. We do them once a month. This is Ariana. She basically, the second person of my channel. She's the co-host all the time. She probably won't right now because she knows this is not my channel, but later at 8 p.m. she will. And I am reading Bloodmarked, which is the second book in the Legendborn cycle. I finally finished my reread of Legendborn because my boyfriend decided he wanted to read it, so I had to hurry up and do that.
His name is Sam.
Yes, that is his name. And yes, okay. So I'm reading the second one. This one starts out a little bit more slow, but we liking it so far. So
how thick is that book? Because it looks like an encyclopedia from here.
I think it's over 500 pages. Yeah, 500.
You got those tall books and those thick books.
Yeah, all the book, most of the books on my shelf are like that. I don't know how. I don't know how I manage this, but especially my fantasy shelf are all tall and thick, all of them.
We love a tall and thick one.
Same. Except the Grishaverse cycle, because those are all in paperback. But
I love a paperback.
But the hardcovers are all, we get it X-rated over here, but they all tall. It's all right.
And over to you, Nell.
I'm Nell. I don't have a fancy channel name. It's just my name. It's just Nell Diamond. That's all it is. I also do the bookish stuff, wrap-ups and vlogs. I'm posting my first real reading vlog tomorrow. Ooh. I am both excited and scared. So hopefully that goes well. It's one of the longest videos I've ever posted. So yeah, that's coming out tomorrow. So that'll be fun. Ooh. I do not sprint, but Courtney keeps trying to convince me to sprint. So maybe eventually one day I will cave and sprint.
Well, you're sprinting now. You're part of the.
Well, I mean, on my channel.
Yeah. Well, we can run it over there. Well, welcome everybody.
Oh, and this is what I'm reading. Sorry, yeah. I'm reading Ace.
What is Ace about?
It's about asexuality. It's very good.
Okay.
Love
it. Is that a nonfiction?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yep. Okay. Awesomeness. Well, we got very diverse books in the house. Oh, I didn't even say what I was reading. What am I reading? I am reading. Well, I finished this Binti. Are y'all familiar with this?
And you're doing a live show for that this weekend, aren't you?
Yes. It's a live show with Chatty, the Mad Chatterer. Charlotte is 6 p.m. EST on Saturday. But we're doing a 3-book. Well, the plan is the 3-book series. We'll see. But I did this one. It's short. And then I finished the second one, which I had only on audiobook. And now I have the third one, which is this one. So that's the plan. So that's what I'm going to be reading, this third one. Knock that out. It's awesome. Let's see. Hello, Tina. How you doing? Hello. Didn't notice the friends with part. There we go. Out there. Hi, y'all. Tina's the only one here. I'm reading The Walls Between Us, Volume 1 by Haru Tsukishima. I've been reading it for 2 weeks. Is that a thing? Is that manga? Y'all know what that is?
No, I never heard of that.
Yeah.
Either, but I would assume manga.
Yeah, every time I see volume, I think manga, you know me, I put them all in the same category, a comic of some sort. Although I know it's probably Ashley Booker's Room or Realm of Comics would be like, no, it's not all the same. Well, I'm reading because a new season of You came out.
It did?
Listen, the self-control it is to. I have left my TV off all day because I watched this with my sister. Long distance, like through an app on our computer, we watch it together, and the self-control it has taken for me to not start this without her because she works like on the days that I'm off, so we have to really coordinate to watch things. And I'm like, when are we watching this? And she was like, I don't know, I have to work today.
What is it though? Tell me.
You've never seen it?
I don't watch a lot of TV, although this month is packed with books. But I told my husband, come March, I'm going to start reading less. I'm going to probably still read a lot, but read less so we can watch more TV. Because I got some shows that I'm just not trying to let go, and I don't have time.
Clean your backpack out.
So I don't know. But I like reading, but, you know, he wants to spend more time, so I got to add in some shows. Huh?
I thought it came out tomorrow. It comes out today?
I think it comes out. I think it dropped today.
Oh, I don't know why I thought it came out on Friday.
What is that on? You said it's a new season, so it's not a new show.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's on Netflix.
And it's just called You?
It's just called You. But the series is based off of a series of books.
Oh.
And the fourth book comes out in April.
Yeah, I didn't know that before. Yeah, my sister said it's already on her Netflix because I just texted her and I was like, it's on your Netflix, right?
So give me a little synopsis. What is it about? Intrigue me so you can pull me
I
to
didn't
that
even
side.
describe.
It's about a
Joe
man.
Goldberg.
Joe Goldberg. It's about Joe Goldberg, and he is okay. Clean it out, please. He is, and also if you hear papers rustling, I'm sorry. She's cleaning her backpack out. He's basically has like obsessions over different women. Like I don't know how else.
I was guessing he's just like a stalker.
I mean,
basically.
I mean, that's what it sounds like.
He's a stalker.
You don't want to say it. Just say he's a stalker.
I haven't watched it either, Courtney. So me and you can be the same.
But you follow inside his head. He's played by Penn. What is his name? Penn Badgley
or something.
He was on
Gossip Girl.
Like back in the day, like he was in Gossip Girl. He played Dan Humphrey in Gossip Girl.
Cohen made this for me.
Okay, all right, thank you.
So basically, it's like a psychological thing where and it's not a documentary, right?
No,
it's
hopefully not.
It's a fictional TV show.
Okay.
It also has the chick. If you've seen The Haunting of Hill House. One of the okay, Ari.
The one that what was her name? Nell. I think her name was my name. I think her name was Nell in The Haunting of Hill House.
I think in Haunting of Hill House, her name was Nell. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's in it too.
It says, what would you do for love? For a brilliant male bookstore manager who crosses paths with an inspiring female writer, this question is put to the test. A charming yet awkward crush becomes something even more sinister when the writer becomes the manager's obsession. Using social media and the internet, he uses every tool at his disposal to become closer to her, even going so far as to remove any obstacle, including people that stands in the way of him getting her. So is he killed? Does he kill? Ew. Okay. Maybe I'll look it up.
So good. It's so
it's crazy. It's really crazy.
But I read the first book. The books follow very closely to the show.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
and that's
good.
why people were concerned when this season came out. People were worried because they're like, why is the season coming out before the book? Is the book going to be different?
from what I understand, she works like super close with the producers and stuff. So I'm hoping. I mean, I suppose if it did do that, it would be similar to what they did with Pretty Little Liars. And personally, I liked the show
More.
And this is blasphemy, I know, but I liked the show and the way that the show went better than I liked the books. And I own the entire series on Kindle.
You said the movie coming out before, or the show is coming out before the books?
Yeah, the show is out. Apparently, it came out this week, but the 4th book doesn't come out until April.
Oh, okay.
But what I'm confused about was I thought that they said, maybe I misunderstood this, but I thought that Penn said at some point that season 4, Joe is going to be in England. But when I read the synopsis for the 4th book, he's going to be in Harvard. I'm pretty sure Harvard's not in England.
No, it's not.
That's New Harvard.
It is. I'm pretty. Yeah, for the season, for the show, he's supposed to be in England, from what I understand. And I do have I have not read it yet because I need to read the 2nd and 3rd book, which is happening in March. But I have the new book. I got it through NetGalley. I was surprised that they even gave it to me, to be honest with you. Like, I requested it.
NetGalley just be throwing books at everybody.
And NetGalley was like, here you go. And I was like, thank you so much. But yeah, I don't know. They might veer off a little bit from the books, but I know that up until the 3rd season, they were following the books very closely. So
that's good.
People have said like, oh, I read the books, so I don't really want to watch the show, or vice versa. Like, cool.
Half of it is out, but still. Are we talking about the books?
No, the show. The show they're doing in 2 parts, the same way that they did Stranger Things. I think they released half of it this week, and then the other half comes out sometime in March.
Oh, yeah, they did divide it up. Oh, we got our last participant. Hello, Miss Adrienne.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. We got a full house tonight.
I see.
Hello. This is Miss Adrienne, Sister Harlem's Library. Everybody is familiar? The first, awesome. You want to introduce yourself? We were just talking about a show called You, by the way. I don't know if you're familiar, on Netflix. I guess it was a book.
I guess I have to check it out. I do have Netflix. I'm not familiar with it. So I'm Adrienne. Sister Harlem's Library is my relatively new channel. I read just about almost everything. I love to read Black romances, sci-fi fantasy, memoirs. So glad that Viola Davis got her EGOT. And
I was looking
that's
at
about it. And yes, I live in New York, hence the Harlem reference.
Say it again?
I said, yes, I live in New York, hence the Harlem reference.
Oh, you just made me think of something I want to talk about later. Hold up. Let me write it down. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Perfect. Okay. I want to get to some of the chat because I don't think we said hi to most of the people. Hello, Miss Pat. Hello. Ari ditched us already, huh?
She don't think she went far. She just standing over here off to the side.
Oh, she'll be back later. Oh, okay. That was a manga. Okay. Hello. Y'all watch you and talk about it, but we do it separately. There you go. Come together. That way you're not reacting at the same time. Hello, Glenda. How are you doing? My friend from Instagram. Oh, Brittany, you have somebody coming over.
Hi, Glenda.
There you go. Let me tell you, Bluetooth chat. Well, thank you very much for visiting. Make sure you subscribe to all these folks in the house here, too. Looking forward to reading with you. Awesome. What book is that?
Before I Let Go.
Okay. I've been hearing a lot about that. Have y'all read that book?
No,
not
but
yet.
I've seen it everywhere.
It's on my Kindle waiting for me.
On your list. Okay, there you go.
I have it on hold as a library. You know, I told myself
library is an awesome vehicle. I love it. That's like my favorite thing to do. Is go to the library. Now the show I'm watching with my mom. Oh, how come you're not watching? What's the stalking thing, I guess? Mom might not be happy about that. Addicted to coloring. I love that thumbnail. Hello. Project finish the fine print tomorrow. Definitely finish it up. Hello. 102 pages left. Oh, that's a book. Okay, I was thinking of something else. Have y'all heard of the fine print?
Yeah, I read it last week. It was okay. I gave it 3 stars.
That's the first book, right?
Yeah, it's the first book. I could be convinced to read the rest of the series if someone told me it was like significantly better than the first one. But I didn't really care about any of the brothers enough to be like that fussed.
Is it on Kindle Unlimited? I can never remember.
Yeah, it's part of my Kindle Unlimited vlog.
Okay, I think I'm gonna try it just because
it's long.
How long?
It's like 450 pages, and for a contemporary romance, I feel like that's a choice.
So I'm so used. Here's the thing: I'm so
That's
used.
why I didn't pick it up to read it.
I was like, come on now.
The synopsis just didn't sound interesting to me. I was like, this doesn't sound. Like,
I needed it because it was set in Florida for the boy band readathon, and I, it did what it needed to do, but it was long, y'all.
I might try it because I could use it for a steal.
Yeah,
because what intrigues me is that all of the romance people that I follow that have read it, like the ones that only read romance, the length of it doesn't really bother me because that's just what you get with KU sometimes, is that they write super long books so that they get that, that money, whatever. That's fine. Like, get your dough, you know what I mean? But everybody pitches it as being like an adult version of Disney, and this makes me want to read it, but then it has
I've never heard that before.
It's very much Disney.
Like
Princess and fictional Disney. Like they even have
I thought you were talking about something else. So it's actual Disney, okay.
No, it's a fictional Disney, and they even have like the Bippity Boppity Boop Shop. Like that's where our main character works at the beginning. That's just not what it's called, but that's where she works. So
when you said Disney, I thought you were talking about like it's like fade to black type stuff, like not spicy. That's what I meant.
It's not fade to black. No.
Yeah, I don't like books like that. I'm like, unless there's, I guess if you're not like a romance just plain, then generally they do that just to get it passed. But I'm like, look, what's in the black? Like,
I'm like, let's get it popping.
I know that's my issue with YA, because I'm like, look, I'm an adult. I need to know.
See, and that's the thing is, like, if I go into it knowing that it's YA, I would prefer that the door is closed. Like, I don't need to know what teenagers are doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, thank you. But if you pitch it to me as an adult contemporary romance, and a bunch of people are trying to tell me that it's spicy, and then the scene like builds up, and then you get nothing, I'm like, where is the spice?
No.
Yep.
Where?
That part.
Nowhere, because the door is
That's
closed.
kind of why I stopped reading cozies as much, because they tend to not go as in depth either. It's the same thing with violence too. It's like I want a little bit of that in there. Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. I haven't read the books, but I've heard of the books in the TV show Diverge. Oh, well, they were saying they're going together. Okay, I think it's talking about you. Love PLL apart from the ending.
Yeah, the ending was weak sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with any of those. 2 episodes in, and he's in London.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
No, it's not in England. Oxford and Cambridge is in England. Got some geography in here. I don't know.
So talking about Harvard.
Because you're talking about Harvard. Because in the book, he's supposed to be at Harvard.
Yeah.
I always find half the time on sprints, it's trying to remember what we were talking about when it's like a puzzle to solve. It's like the jigsaw puzzle of what were we talking about.
It's like text messages. You have like 5 different conversations with different people going on at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
UK people, we have a Harvard. Oh, okay. Okay. See, and that's also about Sprint. You learn something new. I didn't know that.
Well,
okay. There we go. Is that an Ivy League type thing there too? Hello. Witness says hi. Before I let go, very good. Yeah,
I've been hearing great things about it.
Yeah, everybody's talking about it. Ever since it came out, everybody's been on it. It doesn't, like, the synopsis isn't something that sounds like I will be interested in, just because I think it's about like a marriage that's like on the rocks, or they got divorced and they're trying to co-parent. And that just doesn't sound like, that's just not my thing. that doesn't interest me, but I probably will end up reading it just because of FOMO.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing with me. I'm like, oh, it sounds interesting, but like if I run across some books that aren't really my thing, if it's short, then maybe I'll read it. But when you're getting into like 300-400 pages, you know me, I'm a page snob. Then I'm like, oh, that's a lot. It's just like romance. I remember what I was going to say when y'all were talking about the other book being just romance. There is a channel, I don't know if y'all know her, Capri's Book Island, right? She loves pink, does a lot of thing vlog, awesome booktuber. But she said something when I first got into booktube. I found her, and it sticks with me, right? She said that in a romance, like a book that is just straight romance, if they can't get it on in 200 to 250 pages, it's not worth reading.
And I would say even 200 pages is an awfully long time to be waiting.
I have read books like that.
For me, I feel like it depends on how it is structured. Because if you go by that philosophy, no one would read Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. Because that book is, I think, almost 600 pages, and you get more than halfway through before there is any spiciness between the two like main characters, because it's an ex's dad romance. So it's the female who dates her ex-boyfriend's dad, but there's no cheating trope in it. So like in order for there to be sex within the first 200 to 250 pages, there would have to be a cheating trope. So like for me, I would rather have to get farther into a book, and they're not, because I don't like the cheating trope unless it has to be done a certain way. What? I like it cooked. Thank you for asking. Of course I like some seasoning on that chicken, girl. Thank you for asking. Thanks so much. She's making me some chicken, apparently. So like I don't like the cheating trope. It's kind of, for lack of a better term, like it's a little bit triggering for me, unless it's done in a certain way where like it has to be done in order for the story to make sense. If that makes sense. So like After I Do, I think it is, by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm reading that this month. And there's like technically a cheating trope in it, But otherwise, I agree. Especially
is that the one that the cover is like a piece of toast or something on a plate?
No, the cover I have is like I think it's a letter on the cover.
You're making me want to look up, is there a cover like that?
Is that like the Marriage on the Rocks book?
Yeah.
It's a Marriage on the Rocks book. Basically she we follow the main female character, I think. So I don't think this is hold on.
Goodreads down for you, because it's definitely down for me.
Salt and pepper on your chicken too.
Storygraph it is.
Oh, there you go.
Actually, this might be the cover that I have, but this is
downsize. Okay, then like.
Oh, there's
that right there.
There's this one.
Yeah, the toast.
I didn't even know that was a cover that there was.
Toast too.
Yeah,
but it is a Marriage on the Rocks romance.
And I didn't read that for the same reason why I didn't want to read the Ryan Kennedy book, because I'm just not interested in like failing marriage books.
Well, see, it was picked for a book club that I run. Like, it was the book that I gave them this one and a couple other ones, and this is the book that they picked. So, like, do I have a choice but to read it? Not really. And it's been sitting on my dang shelf now for 6 months, just staring at me. So,
He was like, we got to do this at some point. Somebody's going to read it with me. See, I don't mind romance. It's just that, I don't know. Ever since I got into like booktube and stuff, I like something with more of like a fantastical element, like something just out the box. Mm-hmm. So to me, I'll do a romance, but is somebody going to change into a dragon, or is there going to be some magic and you blow them across the wall, or is somebody going to kill somebody? So I've kind of gotten disturbed or something. So like a straight romance, unless it's short, then I'm just like, ugh. Because it's not just the spice. It's just, if it's just straight romance, it needs to. So I don't know. We'll see. I got something on my, I forgot what the TBR, I don't even know what my sheet is for on my TBR. I think that's a romance for the, the readathons. Hold up. There was Make a Scene, Fake Dating. I haven't read one of those in a long time, so I'll be reading that this month. We'll see. Let's see. Yeah, somebody else said it's Disney. Destiny's cooking dinner. Welcome, welcome. What are you cooking? Hello. Read the second one with you if you're up for that.
I could be talked into a buddy read for the second book. If someone was going to do it with me, I could be talked into that. So message me on Instagram and we'll
if y'all wait for me, I'll read it this week and then we can read the second one.
Oh, I'm not reading the second one this week, so that's totally fine.
But I need to read it this week because next week is Rom-Comathon and I have plans for next week of trying to read as many of them. So
I could put the second into Rom-Comathon. Okay, message me on Instagram. I might be able to make that work.
How long is Rom-Comathon?
It's just for a week, and I'm doing 7 and 7.
What's that? 7 books in 7 days?
7 books in 7 days?
Yeah.
Aaron, y'all are beasts.
Well, I'm technically doing 28 and 28. Don't ask me why I've decided to make these choices in life, but I have.
Are these comics or graphics?
No.
Are these like 50-page stories? You know how Kindle got them like 20-page, 50 pages? Is that what we're talking about?
No. I think the shortest book on my TBR is 300 pages.
What's wrong with you, girl?
I know. I made choices. I don't know why I made the choices. And then I told the people, right? And then I told the people, and there was my mistake, really. Was when
don't tell anybody. Don't commit.
You have audio for most of them, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, audio helps, yeah.
Okay, audio is a big
I finished the whole book today via audio, but it was like maybe 200 pages, but...
Oh, there was no way I was doing it with my eyes only. That's not happening.
When I first started BookTube, I was reading, I only got into audiobooks in the last 2-3 months, but before I was reading all that, and I'm like, ugh. It wasn't that bad though, but when I got audio, I was like, oh, this is what I've been missing. So now I try to make sure, not all my books are on audio, but I try to make sure I get at least a third with some audio component to it. That definitely.
I also like to do the blended read, like I did yesterday with Wild Seed. I did the audio book.
I wish I could have hybrid read Wild Seed because that book was rough just reading it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's how I was. I just read it too. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good afternoon. Hello, Elena. Hello. Everybody said hi. You can call me Zoe if you like. Addicted to Coloring is my channel name. Yeah, I'll just be like, hey, Addicted. Okay, Zoe. Awesome. It's good to have names with the names. It's a college, I believe. It's supposed to be collage. Oh, Harvard. Okay. So I guess it's not an Ivy League. I'm just curious if it's Ivy League like ours here. Neva, did you read The Drift?
I would go with no.
Oh, were you supposed to? Look at her face.
I don't know. This book sounds familiar to me, but that doesn't mean that I read it. You feel what I'm saying? And here's the thing. I had to go back into my... No, I don't think I read this.
Were you supposed to have read it?
Because Neva will be like, yeah, I'm going to read that next week.
I mean, it looked good. If it's this one by CJ Tudor, is that the one? I don't know. I did not read this book though. I had to go back the other day because I was gonna read something from the library, and I was like, I feel like I've read this book before. I had to go back look in my journal from last year. I definitely read it around the same time last year, and I was like, oh, okay, we're not gonna reread that then.
See, that's why it's good to do review. Do you do written reviews online? You have paragraphs and stuff, right?
So I have my digital journal that's on my iPad. And I do my reviews in that. I'm really bad at keeping up, unless it's for NetGalley or an ARC. I'm so bad at keeping up with Instagram or Goodreads. I will rate things on Goodreads and on Storygraph, but I'm really bad at keeping up with actually writing anything.
Oh, because that's a reminder of the written
but
stuff.
I do keep I mean Goodreads is a little bit harder because I didn't use Goodreads last year at all. Like I really did not use it at all. But I used Storygraph last year, so at least I can like narrow down, like on Storygraph you can narrow it down by month and year. So I can narrow it down to like in 2022 what books I read and then scroll through them. But I also do keep a copy of like a PDF copy of my previous reading journal. So I can go back in there and find if I've read something or not. Usually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good to have that electronic component to go and find it. Yeah, I only started using Goodreads last year. And then this year I'm doing Goodreads and Storygraph. I'm trying to debate if I want to really just say kick rocks Goodreads, but I don't know. Right now it's cutting and pasting, so it's not that bad. You know what I do now though is I have a Google spreadsheet, and I type out my reviews like after I finished reading. And then instead of going after each book, and then I have a few I need to go, but every few weeks, and I'll just go, because I even write down like how many stars I gave it, and I even write down the date so that I can actually input the date into Goodreads and Storygraph, the date I finished it, because I only go by the date I finished. I could care less when I started. And that way I get a more accurate tally, but I just do it in chunks. I don't do it.
I only went back to Goodreads for this year, which I don't know if I'm going to keep up with Goodreads next year, just because Goodreads is clunky and I don't love it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's laggy. I get you.
Which is why I stopped using it in like, I think it was 2020 when Storygraph first came out as a beta, because I got it as like a beta software. But people were requesting it all year last year after I started my channel. I talked about, oh, you have Goodreads, why you don't keep up with the Goodreads? So I was like, all right, in 2023, like I'll make an effort to keep up with Goodreads. But here's the thing is Goodreads annoys me because if I DNF a book, I have to put it on the DNF shelf, but then also mark it as being read, because I don't want it to sit in my want to read. So I have to mark it as read. So my count in Goodreads is always off. Because like
I DNF star then if you DNF'd it, do you just put a 1? So you can get...
No, I don't star at all. Like on
you don't have to star. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because on Goodreads you can't. I think you can hit no rating, either that or Storygraph.
You can. I think it's no rating,
but it doesn't. You don't have to star it on Goodreads at all. And I'm not gonna star something that I DNF'd. Like I'm just
yeah. It's unfair. I get you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's total. I just got a notification. I'm just making sure my computer's plugged in.
Oh, also I saw Addicted to Coloring. They said that the one that I found was the one, so it's added to the TBR. When will it get read? I don't know, but it'll get read.
Hey Zoe, it's on the TBR.
I got too many romances to read this month.
There you go. Don't go by that now. I recommend Before I Let Go. POC is a good light.
I'll probably end up reading it just because everybody's reading it and everybody that has read it has really good things to say about it. So I probably will read it at some point, but it's not like something that's at the forefront of my list just because the synopsis itself is something that I don't generally have an interest in.
I won't lie. Until Nell told us what the synopsis was, I had no idea. I was purely going to read it off the cover.
I've done that so many times.
I was like, ooh, a black woman with flowers and pastel-y like colors on it. Cool. I'm gonna read this. That's
how many times with popular books I'm like, everyone's reading it. I should read it. The cover looks nice. Sure.
I have picked books off the cover. Yeah, I saw it on IG a few people, so I don't know. We'll see. If not, then I'm just listening to y'all. Spoil it away. 28 and 20. Oh. Zoe says you're on, by the way.
Okay, just message me on Instagram, Zoe, and we'll do it.
With 3, yeah.
She's a crazy person. Yeah, but she does have a lot of them on audio. I know that.
I think I'm only physically reading to 3. Oh, and all of the Witsex series, so 5.
Yeah, but the Witsex series is short, and
they're very short. Yeah, very easy to read, and I've already done them.
That's this month, right?
What?
This month you're 28.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're in day 9. How are you going thus far?
I've done 8 so far.
Oh, okay. There we go.
No, I'm not going to finish one today, but I'm set to finish 2 tomorrow. So it should be
fine. Reading children's books to get caught up. Hey, a book counts, okay? Those people that say books don't count if they're children's books or if they're comics, whatever, kick rocks. It's a book.
I will say I do have a couple.
I read a book, so whatever.
I do have a couple of graphic novels stashed away for if I get behind.
There you go.
That I can pull out and be like, I did a book today.
I'm gonna lie,
There
I
you
count,
go.
especially since Ari likes chapter books now. I count what she reads.
My Little Pony, here we come.
Totally.
Maybe I have the wrong person. My bad. Oh, you might not. You never know. Yeah, that's.
It seems like a book that I would read, so I don't know why I haven't read it yet.
No
Yeah.
Ivy League. Okay,
Yeah.
so no Ivy League. Okay, no Ivy Leagues out in the UK.
Yeah, we don't have them in Canada either.
I am Zoe in the Midlands. Don't know what that means. Pat,
Must be part of Brittany.
not far then. I'm in Swindon. Oh, okay. Midlands and Swindon. See, I don't know any of these areas. Hello. Oh, hello, Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca.
This is Tangible Sister. Hey, lady. Thought you
Oh,
were
hi.
Oh.
hello. Goodreads has been a nightmare. Glitching and saying none of the books I were typing existed.
That happened to me earlier.
Oh, wow.
I can't even log in right now, so
Wow.
that sounds about right.
Yeah,
That happened to me
I had
earlier.
that
I was trying to
one come
search and I
back.
couldn't find it.
I was just on the app. Okay.
I don't know.
It
I've
was
been hearing
earlier.
it.
It was like maybe around 3:00 or 2:00. I was trying to search for something because one of the prompts for I forget who it is, whoever it is that's doing, what is it, not Bookish Realm, Book Roast is doing the Choose Your Own Adventure thing, and one of the prompts for I think March is you have to read a book that's over 4.3 stars. So I was typing in like all of my books that I own to try to find one. And Goodreads was like, this book doesn't exist, and I'm like, I know it exists. I have it. I'm literally looking at it.
It is in my hands. It exists.
You can give a fraction of a star on Goodreads. I wasn't aware you could do that.
I don't think so.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I think that's just the average. So like average
Yeah.
between every
Oh,
rating.
okay, I get you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like that story graph. You can do that. Although I tend to
I
stick
do
to
too.
full because I'm so used to it. But still getting used to that. I did hear yesterday that IG was acting up too. A lot of people were talking about that.
Oh, really?
Well, YouTube
I
was
don't know.
down yesterday too. It's just going around.
What in the
Yeah,
world?
YouTube was down. That was all over Twitter yesterday. And it was down close to the time of a few of the sprints that were starting. And then all of a sudden it just started working.
Oh no, I didn't have any issues, but I wasn't really on till late. I did happy hour and it was happy for a long time. So I was
Yeah, YouTube was down yesterday because actually I thought it was my internet, and then I realized that everything else was working and YouTube was just not.
Yep.
It's that China weather balloon that we.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, it's the balloon.
It's sad though, y'all. I don't know what the world's coming to. Like even my own family, way we communicate by sending YouTube links for various things between each other. We don't even have to type anymore. Just look at this video. So it's no telling. You just get to people via the internet like that. Judge Bushbike. We do.
Natural.
Yes. That's why we
pretty
get
colors.
the pretty colors.
Yeah.
The pretty covers. Some of us get the sprayed edges, all that.
Oh, yep.
And I have kept books that I did not like because they look pretty on my shelves.
You know what? Some really pretty books. I was talking about this person all the time, but Chatty for the who I'm doing the live with on Saturday. Oh my gosh, just such pretty book covers, and all of them have the little sprayed edges. A lot of them are like middle grade and stuff that I'm not into, but I'm telling you, they make these. They get you. Just sucking in. That's why people have so many books on their shelves. You know, they have that. I think there's a read what you own challenge going around.
Yeah,
That's how they get you. I don't like the synopsis of books that often get it wrong. I like Kennedy Ryan and saw her talk on Before I Let Go. Ooh, I wonder if they got it. Did they get it right on the spine? I was on YouTube all yesterday and didn't have a problem. Yeah, it might have just been what channel you're going to or whatnot. Must have been a USA thing.
Could be.
It definitely was because when you went to it, it was black, and it said error loading. Yep.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't see any of that, but I wasn't really on that much. Like
I figured I just missed it.
Say again?
I figured I just missed it, but maybe it wasn't down in Canada. That could be possible.
I'm driving while listening. Make sure your eyes stay on the road, lady. You had issues too, Pat. What time? I was on it all day. Glitchy. It was glitchy. Live on YouTube.
Me too.
Yes,
Me
because you
too.
can talk to people and they talk to you back. Sometimes if I'm done reading during the day, like I read a lot during the day because I'm flitting around doing stuff. Okay, so my days are free because I'm either I work or I don't. And I don't work every day, so I'm on periodically throughout the day. So at night, sometimes I'll just sprint and I'm watching TV or something like that. Or put my earphones in. Nora Roberts. I'm done with those. Nora Joyce the Dragonheart Legacy. That sounds like a fantasy. She does fantasy?
Some.
Oh, I've never encountered that. I remember her from back in the day, mostly just space romance. Dragonheart Legacy. Okay. In the afternoon, it's early evening, and she's crying. Yes. I'm gonna call you tomorrow, Becky. Oh no, actually I work, so I won't. But anyway, would y'all like to spritz and read something?
Sure.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Let me find a timer here. Oh, Adrian, what are you reading? I don't know if we said that, did we?
The Princess Trap.
The Princess Trap. Okay.
I'm actually listening to it from Scribd.
Have y'all heard of an Audible app called Chirp?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard of it. I've never used it.
I've heard of it, yeah.
Is that a good one? I had my librarian mention that to me earlier. Because I use Play.
I understand that you can get like super discounted audiobooks.
Oh, that's nice.
To be honest, the only reason that I keep Audible around is because it seems like half the books that I need audio for are Audible exclusives. So that's like
That
really
part.
the only reason that I keep Audible around is just because like when I needed the Grishaverse, I mean, luckily I had a friend that she's decided that audio is not for her. So she had a bunch of credits and she just gave them to me. Like she was like, here, you could just have these credits. So I like into her account and then just like gifted myself a bunch of books. The whole Grishaverse, you can't get them anywhere but Audible. So I was like, okay, but I don't want to read this whole fantasy series just with my eyeballs. Like I don't want to do that. So, and some of the Sarah J. Maas books are like that too, where you can't get them anywhere but Audible. And that's the only reason that I keep Audible is because if I need the book and it's only on Audible, then that's it.
It's the same as my channel name. Brittany Love Reading.
Yeah, I feel like if you're reading them the Sarah J. Maas books, especially if you're trying to read other books like throughout the month, you definitely an Audible component definitely comes in handy. So I can see on that one. Now I felt that Audible was the most expensive when I was looking at an audio membership. And I'm just like, why do people have it? And part is because some books are exclusively, they probably have some sort of contract.
Yeah.
But Chirp, I never heard of Chirp. I briefly looked it up. I was just going to ask to see if y'all had it, but it just looks like you pay per, like you get the app and then I guess per. But they were like $3.99, per.
Yeah, they're super discounted. Yeah.
Yeah, that's super discount. Well, compared to Audible, I think. But they might have more, like more of a selection. Because I use AnyPlay, which I will say doesn't have as much, but for what, we read a lot. So I can kind of mix and match of what things I don't have. Then they have the ones, the other ones. So I just get from the library and I mix and match. But AnyPlay I felt was the most affordable one that I found. With $25 every 3 months, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, I used AnyPlay last year to read Hidden Pictures because I wanted the audio component, but the library, because it was a new book, the library was like 50 years out. You know what I'm saying? So I think Elise's had said to check out AnyPlay, and the problem I had with AnyPlay was that I went ahead and I paid for it, but it was still super glitchy when I was using it. So if I pause the book and like that I was reading and then backed out of the app for some reason, like for whatever reason, it would like start the book over, or it would start the book at 1 time speed, even if I had it bumped up.
And you're a 2.5er.
And I'm at least a 1.8er. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it would annoy me because then it would take me longer to get, like, especially during sprints, it would take me longer to get back into reading because I had to mess with the player. It might be better now. I don't know. I haven't tried it in a while, if I'm gonna be honest. But
You said that was script?
2.0 I love.
no, that was any play.
Oh, I haven't had any issues. I've been using earbuds lately, and I will say I think these are just ghetto. I just need some other ones. These are my husband's old one, but I find that whenever these come out my ear, then it stops the player. But it's not that bad. It's just that I have to re-pull up the book. But when I click on it, it goes to the exact same spot. I can't just say play. So I guess anyone's different, but I don't know. I feel like thus far, that's the most affordable one. Because while I have the library cards, they don't be coming through with the library books for Audible. That's what I was telling the lady earlier when she was telling me, well, why don't you use Chirp? I'm like, because the books that I get from y'all don't tend to have an audio component, but they be coming through, especially with the people of color books. I will say, because my area... it's diverse, but I will say I don't see a lot of me in this area. I see more of me at the library. I be like, oh, this is where all the Black people at. They're at the library. I don't see them around the street. I don't understand, but they be coming through with the people of color books, just not on audio component. So I guess you gotta kind of mix and match them. So I was like, I'm gonna just keep the membership that I got. But I think Chirp seems like, for as much as we read in the community, I would be going way over the 25 every 3 months. So I think I'm gonna just keep any play. Call it a day. Are y'all okay with 45 minutes?
Yep.
Okay, let me put here. We're gonna read here, y'all. Get our reading on, and happy reading. 45. Hello. How did the reading go? Productivity. Hold up. Sorry, I'm looking at something. How did the screen always go to something else? Oh, that's not what I want. Okay, sorry. How did it go? How far did y'all get?
I got like 25 pages.
Oh, that's good. Okay. How about you, Neva?
Well, I switched my book because the library let my hold go of Viola Davis's book.
No. Switch libraries canceled.
Like, no, I mean, like they gave me the hold. They released it, so I had.
Okay. I thought
I got a notification right as the sprint started. Like I picked up my other book, and I was like gonna start reading it, and then it came across a thing, and it was like, your hold is ready, and I was like, oh, well, I guess we're reading this then. So I got 7% in. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So about Viola. Okay, that's good.
I mean,
are you liking it thus
far? Yeah. I mean, she punched you right in the face from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? But that's okay. You know, I could expect nothing less.
I know. I heard that voice on it, and I was like, "This is gonna be good."
I did have to slow it down because I guess the last time I used Libby, it was at, which would have been when I read Throne of Glass. It was at 2.5. I had to slow it down to 2 times speed, but.
Viola is one of those, that book, I felt like I wanted to savor it. And I'm not even like I'm a fan, but I'm not really like, oh, I'm watching everything she makes. I just know that she has a good viewpoint. It's a strong viewpoint. And I know she's a phenomenal actress, but it really gave me a better appreciation. But she's one of those you want to savor a little bit. You know,
yeah, I mean,
you know how sometimes you do those audios and it's like, no, I'm like, slow it down.
Honestly, I think the one show that I've watched everything, like every season, is How to Get Away with Murder. Because I really liked her in that show. And that's like a comfort show for me now. I mean, is it comforting? Not at all. But like, it's a show that if I'm like, I have nothing else to watch, I'll turn on How to Get Away with Murder and just rewatch it. It's so good.
I can say I have not seen that show. But I don't watch a lot of TV.
Yeah, it's so good.
I heard it was good though.
It's really
I've seen like maybe 5 minutes, but it's I haven't seen it, but I like her though.
It was good. I think I finished the show, but I watched like the first 3 or 4. Whenever, I don't want to say what happens to people that haven't watched it, but like the thing that happened to Wes, when that happened, that was when I stopped watching. So anything that happened after that, I don't know.
Yeah, there wasn't much. I think there's only one season after that or 2.
Okay.
I think there's only 6 seasons. I think.
Yeah.
It's still on the air though, right? It hasn't been like taken off. Okay.
No, it's done. It's been done for a while.
Okay.
It was one of Shonda Rhimes' shows, you know what I mean? We just didn't run it for 20 years like we had to with Grey's Anatomy.
I'm a smut reality TV, so. Okay, what about you, Neil? How did you do?
I got 16 pages. This book, I feel like if this was like a regular fiction book, I could have like read more. But there are so many times where I have to like stop and either highlight something or stop and go back and like reread something. There's so much information. Like this book is so, I don't want to say it's dense, but it's changing your way of thinking about things that you've been thinking about your whole life that to you, like you don't even think twice about. And it's making you like reevaluate a lot of those things and think differently about it. So there are times where I'm like, wait, what did she say? Say it again. What is happening? And there's like every other paragraph in this book is highlighted. Like there's so many things that I'm highlighting. I'm like, this is crazy good.
I feel like nonfiction does that. It forces you to slow down because you're like, oh, this is somebody's story or this is something important. So yeah, you got to be in a mind space for that.
Yeah.
What about you, Miss Adrienne? Far did you get in your book?
74%.
Okay. Trudging on. You'll be done soon.
Yeah.
I think I tried to fix my glasses because one of the nose pads fell off.
Oh.
And I don't have another nose pad because the one is too big. So I was trying to play MacGyver and it didn't work. So now I'm trying to figure it out. And then I spent the rest of the sprint trying to figure out where I'm at in this book. And I finally figured it out in like the last 5 minutes of the sprint because I was doing audio earlier because I was cooking and doing stuff. And now I prefer to physically read, especially like at night. Like if I can sit down and not do anything else, I prefer to physically read a book. So that's what I was trying to do, but I couldn't remember in the audio where I was at. And then I realized I vaguely remember what they were talking about, but I don't. So then I backtrack. So anyway, this little book is going to take me forever because I can't remember where I was at. But
that's why I don't like reading books that have long chapters because I feel like if it's a short chapter, I can hurry up and get through it. And so I know that I left off at like the beginning of chapter 7 or whatever. But stopping in the middle of a chapter, I can't.
And that's exactly what happened there. I was in the middle of a chapter. And so I'm like, well, let me backtrack because I have a harder time remembering like if I'm in the middle of the chapter, what the action was versus I just prefer to start at the top of a chapter, because it's normally a poignant point. So anyway.
Let me ask you a question. Has anybody read, it's a YA horror book? Because I'm scared to post that I DNF this book. Okay. So has anyone read Burn Down, Rise Up? Am I missing? I feel like I am missing something. So I got a bunch of books from Libby that my Indiana library had like on their Black History Month, like books to read during Black History Month or whatever. But I always be looking for YA books because truthfully, the conversations are always better, around racism and things like that. So I read the book Dear Martin. And like that was 5-star book. I read it in 2 days or like 24 hours, not even 2 days. It was great. And then I had also got this book called Burn Down, Rise Up
by Vincent Serrato.
Yeah. And like I was trying. Like it has like a girl on the front. Yes, that book. And I tried. And then last night I was like, listen, I can't do this. What? Okay, I'll get it. So I was like, I'm gonna have to DNF this book, but now I'm scared to post it on Instagram that I DNF this book because I don't know how well loved this book is, and I'm really not trying to have people be like, in Black History Month too. You know what I'm saying? Because I was really trying, but I couldn't understand. Like, I don't understand what was happening with the creatures. Like, there's like a creature that's supposed to like kidnap you in the middle of the night if you go into the train tunnels.
Oh, I didn't get that. Let me reread the synopsis. I didn't get that. It didn't make
no sense to me.
Mysterious disappearance and urban legend rumored to be responsible. One group of friends determined to save their city at any cost. Stranger Things meets Jordan Peele in this original debut from Incredible New Void. That sounds like it should be cool. Stranger Things with Jordan Peele. But you know what? Jordan Peele's movie always have some sort of, I'm not that introspective, looking for the signs. So sometimes you're like, it's over your head. I gotta ask somebody.
It's blurred by an author that's like a thrilling, can't put down book. And I was like, I don't know what's happening.
Queer, heart-pounding thrill ride.
Yeah, sometimes I'm not convinced that the authors who blur books actually read them.
Yes.
So I was just trying to see if anyone else had read it because I'm gonna post it. Like I'm gonna post that I DNF'd it. You know what I'm saying? Like I stand behind my DNF. I feel like I was missing something because I like Jordan Peele movies and I like Stranger Things. So I don't know what I was missing, but nothing made any sense to me.
Sometimes looking at other people's reviews can put it into perspective. Like a good example is the book Jackal, right? Now, I still stand by that, I know. But at the same time, it was like, I feel like it was well written. But the end, y'all read Jackal, right?
I haven't read it yet. I have it on my shelf.
So
I don't want to spoil it, but the end, I was like, what is this? But then if you look at, I think... Bria Locked Booktician had a live with the actual author a few weeks ago, and then she also with Jan Agatone, they had a discussion. I think it was like last week or something. So it talks about like the ending a bit to put it in perspective for those like me that were utterly confused, like what the hell. But for me reading it, I'm still like, I mean,
See,
I didn't get it. I didn't like it.
I gave Jackal 5 stars. I read it last year. I gave it 5 stars, but I understand why some people would not like it. Like, it's definitely a book that you're either going to like or you're not going to like it. Like, there's not really like an in between, you know?
Yes.
And I mean, I personally liked it, but it's also a book that I'm not like, wow, I can't believe
you're
you
not
didn't
flocking
like
to it.
like, you know what I mean? So like, I understand why people wouldn't like it. Maybe that's what this book is.
It could be. It could be. I mean, I feel like your review is your review. However, if you want to kind of understand it better, you know, I mean, I don't know if anybody else on BookTube or whatever has reviewed it, but go and see somebody else's video. I'll do that sometime. Look at somebody else's video of the same book of something that I didn't understand, and it kind of hits it home. And sometimes that may kind of influence to understand it better for me of, okay, this is why I'm going to rate it. Or other times it's like, oh, that's some bull. But, you know, it may help you out a little bit. Or either like, you know, just look at somebody else's written review or whatnot, and it may help you appreciate it better, whether you like it or not, you know, so. But, yep. All right, let's get to some of these comments before people are like, oh, you're not here. Hello, Nicole. You do Scribd, then Audible is the last resort. When you have a lot of money to spare, right? There you go, Audible. Good morning, Western Australia. I use Audible. Okay, Audible. Barnes & Noble Nook app on my iPad, 8th generation. Does the Nook have their own Audible app? Or Barnes & Noble have an Audible app?
I think you can buy through the Nook app. I think is how that works. I never had a Nook.
You have that. A lot of books on Barnes, like the audio books on Barnes & Noble, I think a lot of them are free if you have the Nook.
If you have the Nook. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think that is their device. Yeah. I've never used the Nook. So is that pretty popular still? The Nook? No.
Adrian's like, understood is that ever since they redid the Barnes and Nobles, so like back in the day, like when the Nook was super popular when it first came out, like I wanted one, like especially like in high school, like I wanted one because you could go into a Barnes and Noble, and when you walked in, they had all of these Nook stations, so you could walk up to the Nook station and hook your Nook up to it and like do things like with the Nook. Well, when they got rid of or moved the Nook stations, like a lot of Barnes and Nobles, if they have the stations still, they move them to the back. They move them to the back of the store. So a lot of people has stopped using them, and they've also said that they're not like they haven't updated them in a long time.
And with all the digital reading, they're listening out on some money. If I was them, I would move them right back to the front of the store.
Yeah, I don't think people are using the Nook as much as they were like 10 years ago.
Especially now between like Kindle and then Kindle having the app where you don't even have to have a Kindle. You can just have an iPad or a phone and download the Kindle app.
Nook has an app too, but from what I understand, they haven't like updated anything within Nook, like the Nook device or the app in like a long time.
They need to try to compete with Amazon because Amazon's just taken over when it comes to like a lot of digital stuff because they have a lot of advertising too. And if, you know, like I said, Barnes and Noble, they're in there, you know, but how long their physical store is going to be in there, I don't know, you know, because I know they have issues every now and then, but you think they'd be pushing for that too, you know? I don't know. Hello, Deidre. Traffic on the way home and then choked on a burp. That's not good. Are you okay? Watch out. Yeah, definitely take care of yourself. Hello, Amy. How you feeling? All is well. Husband wanted to watch Black Adam, but I made it for the last 17 minutes. Oh, okay. There you go. Have y'all seen that movie, by the way?
Never heard of it.
I know there's The Rock in it.
Yeah, he stars as Black Adam.
That's all I know.
I don't know the title, but I don't really know what it's about. I know that. I guess that's the title of the character, but
I think
I
it.
don't-
Oh
well,
God! Please
It's
don't let Mr. Rewind watch this back. Please, Lord. Pretty sure Black Adam is Marvel.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I think it's Marvel. So if we all think that, that's
Marvel.
probably true.
This is his favorite. It's like his favorite, one of his favorite Marvel characters. That's why I'm like, God, please let me get that right, because otherwise,
But it's not. It doesn't seem to be a popular one.
it beat me
yeah,
on
I never
camera.
heard of it until the movie.
But he, like, the day it came out, he snuck out like I didn't know where he was going, and I was like, "How you gonna go see it without me?" Oh, I didn't know you were going to see it. You lie. You a whole lie. Yeah, I
That's
think
messed
he's
up.
nice, but he really liked it. So
I've never heard of this until just now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's been some promotion for it, but I think it's more because it's him, The Rock.
yeah.
It's on the robot paper now.
Yeah, I don't know, not my thing, but yeah, I do know it's a comic book person, but The Rock is a good thing to wait person to maybe watch, but I don't know. I feel like in recent years he's just not doing it for me as he used to be. I don't know. He's still hot. I ain't gonna lie. Brilliant read. Are we still talking about the or I forgot? Never Let Me Go. Let Me Go. Before I Let Go.
I
Don't know. Doing much better. Awesome. Hello, Stitchy. How you doing? Denzel. Okay, we're talking about Viola Davis.
Viola
Yes.
Davis.
Amazing. I agree.
Loved that book.
Yeah, it was awesome. I think it was just her. Like if anybody else would have wrote it, maybe, but I think it's just you can hear, especially the audiobook, because it's just most people have read the audiobook that I've encountered, and it's just you can just hear that in her voice, and that passion just kind of makes you. Oh, speaking of, so I don't know if y'all have Billy Porter. You know who he is?
Yeah.
Yes. So I read this. My vlog, whatever. I just talked about it. Comes out tomorrow morning. But this dude, he is off the chain, y'all. Unprotected by Billy Porter. Kiana turned me on to that book. But that's another one. If y'all want I like books with a unique perspective, from somebody, whether I agree with the perspective or not. I appreciate somebody have a very strong perspective. Billy Porter is it, y'all. Oh yeah, Denzel's awesome. Great movie with him. 371. So read 43 pages, 49. Awesome. Almost there, Zoe. Keep it up. 430 of The Witch. It has 4. Oh, you can get that done in the next sprint. We're gonna do one.
Everybody's about to finish their books.
Huh?
Everybody's about to finish their books.
I know. There you go.
I love when that happens in sprints and everyone finishes their books in the same sprint. It's like, oh, we did so much.
I'm gonna take credit for that.
Anything.
Yeah.
Okay, keep it up. You're almost there. You can do it. If y'all do another sprint, I'll be picking up Black Hamptons by Carl Weber and LaJill Hunt. Ooh.
I can't wait to read that. I'm reading it in the summer because vibes, but I can't wait to read it.
What's that about?
It's about these two Black families. One of them is old money, and the other one is new money. So they're coming to this Hamptons neighborhood, and the old money family is looking at them like, oh, you guys don't really belong here.
Oh.
You're not one of us. You're not part of the club and all that kind of stuff. So they're kind of battling. There's some back and forth where I think their companies are at odds or something's going on. But there's also some drama between some of the family members. It's one of those. I heard about it because last year the BET show came out, and I was like, I can't watch the show until I read the book. But the book came out in the fall, and I'm like, why would you release a summer book in the fall? That's so annoying.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like it'd be pretty interesting.
I know. I'm adding that to my list because that sounds really good.
Yeah, that does sound pretty cool. It'd be cool if the kids were in love with each other. Then you have that.
There's something going on. I know there's a matriarch who has 2 sons, and the sons are at odds with the newly rich family. There's some drama there. I'm here for the drama. I'm here for the rich Black people. I'm here for all of it.
In my head, I'm picturing Lynn Whitfield for some reason.
I could see her being in that. That would make so much sense. That fits her type of role that she usually plays.
Yeah. Let's see. I love the narrator for the Binti books. So I'm not I mean, I'm African American, but I'm not African, so I don't have I'm trying to figure out how to say. I don't have an accent, I guess. The narrator, I think, is African, like from Africa, so it's a strong accent, so it throws me off a little bit with the Binti book. So I feel like I gotta slow it down. But I think that she's on point with the second book. I think she's on point with that.
Yeah, I like that series.
Oh yeah, it's pretty cute. It's cute. I like Binti. I really do. You know, she's little Spitfire, you know. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hello, Mika. Hello, 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 hello. Let's see. I love watching videos of the worst books and people DNF books. I love to hear why people consider them so bad.
No, that was in the fridge.
That's true. You can. But you know what? You know what steered me wrong, though? Books? Huh?
There's a clip out there. Sorry, I was talking to Ari.
For what's that book? Holly Black, Book of Night. That's a book that people weren't DNFing. Everybody was like, "Oh, this book is great," and I got on the bandwagon of that.
Oh, see, I heard a lot of people didn't like that.
Everybody, reading it, everybody loved it. I was like, right.
Here's my
I've
thing
never
with
heard
this
of it.
book. I just DNF.
Don't do it.
I didn't really hate it. Like I don't find it to be like a bad book. I just didn't know what the heck was going on. So like it didn't keep me engaged. So every time that I picked it back up, I was like, I don't want to read this because I don't know what's happening. It's not. I don't know. I feel like there are very few books that I DNF that are actually bad. I mean, there was one earlier, like last month, that I DNF'd. Brittany knows this book. It was actually bad. Yeah, The Butcher and the Wren.
Oh yeah,
the one that I was like,
I do.
I was like, maybe I should just hold out on it. Like, and Brittany was like, take your own advice and DNF. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. Anytime I don't like a book, she's yelling at me, DNF, DNF, DNF. And then she's like, should I DNF this? I'm like, seriously?
It takes me a minute to DNF. I'd be struggling not to.
That one was actually bad. You know what I mean? But I feel like a lot of books that I DNF personally, they're not necessarily bad. Like I wouldn't go on camera and be like, this was the worst book I ever read. Because I feel like some people would like this book, especially if I see like 4 and 5 star reviews. I'm like, clearly this is just me. It's not the book.
I think it's a matter of taste. I won't say that books are bad. I mean, I've had some books that were bad, like poorly written, plot holes. It needs a really overhaul edit. Those to me, I would say are bad, you know, but I always go based off an explanation. I would never take somebody's word to not read something that I want to read just because they gave it a 1 or a 2 or a 3 star. I want to know why, because we all have some sort of preference, or you may even have some biasness about a book, good or bad. So that to me is what I take with it. When it comes to like the Book of Night, it was about a bunch of like shadow magic and stuff. It was about this girl who used to be a thief for some, let's just say, magicians or whatnot. And then she tried to steer her life better back, you know, on a good narrow. And then she's kind of suckered back into it. But it just dealt with a bunch of like shadow magic and stuff. And I need to be able to envision what it is that I am reading about, you know, and I just was like, and I kept giving it a shot. And that's part of my issue with the 5th season is that some of it I really couldn't like imagine, but I liked everything else around it. So I can kind of get past it. Sometimes if I can't really get into certain parts of a book, but I really want to read it, you know, some of those things you can kind of gloss over and keep moving. Like sci-fi, I don't understand some words. I don't understand some of these energy concepts. Move over it and get over the hump and keep going, you know? So, but yeah, Book of Night, I'm just saying, everybody was saying it was the greatest book since Butter, and I fed into it and I was upset.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I wouldn't go.
I did, and I was like, something about this, no.
But everybody says her other books are awesome.
Like, people
I feel like there's
and I was like, see?
I feel like this happens on BookTube so much, though, is when new books come out, people haul them and are excited for them. So everyone's talking about how excited they are for a book, and then give it 3 to 6 months, and then you'll see everyone go, this was and then you get the real, like, is it a good book or is it not? Because at first it's like, this is the synopsis. I'm so excited. And everyone's on the train of this book before
and
anyone
some people
has
got
read
that
it.
book for free, and they were like grateful to have the
Right,
book, which I get.
right.
But I
They
was
haven't
just
read
like,
it. They don't actually know if they like it. They're just excited about it. And then at like 6, it's happened with Survive the Night too, with Riley Sager. It was like, yay, this book. Everyone was talking about it. And then it's about 6 months in, everyone's like, that's not good.
Yep. That's true. That's why I appreciate a review. Like, I'm okay with hauls and stuff, but I'm like, have you read it? Like, when I do my hauls, I have read at least half the books. Like, I don't like to go haul and I haven't read any of it because I want to at least give like a review of something. I mean, I'm gonna give a condensed review, but I can at least say it's good. But I'm also not into a book just came out, let me go run to it. You know, I'm one of them people that I'm gonna wait for other people to have said that it was good or whatnot. But yeah, I agree. Give it a little bit of time, let it make its rounds, and then I'll get to it. I'm okay not being the first to get the book. Like, everybody was running to get Spare. To each his own. I didn't have any desire to read it. I have a desire to want to know what's in it, but not enough to read it. So spoil away, everybody. Oh, okay. Let's see. Working on Cross Stitch, Needlework Magazine. I published during your sprint. Oh, you're a publisher. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That'll be fun. Keep your hands busy. West Aussie Diamond, Queensland. Another Aussie here. I still have the app for Nook and Kindle, Audible, Scribe. My library used to ever be without a book. Yes, I agree. I always have something with me. I even if I go to my happy hour, I bring my book with me because in case they show up late, I got my book. BookBeat. Ooh, anybody ever heard of BookBeats? It's only available. Oh, well, that's why. Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. Oh, yeah, BookBeat I have never heard of. If y'all are in the chats and you're in those 3 countries, look it up. Galaxy tablet. Ooh. Is that via Samsung?
Yeah.
It's a DC. Oh, yeah, comic. Okay. Great new books from Barnes and Nobles for $99.99. I like 99 cents. Nook, when it first came out, our store only had the Samsung Nook. Huh. I've never done the Nook. Anybody I've known, which has only been 2 people that use the Nook, didn't use it very long. I don't know if it's as user-friendly as the Kindle, or maybe Kindle's more popular because Amazon just puts like all their advertising into it where you just can't get away from it. So you just buy it. You know, you just get browbeat with the Kindle. So you're just like, okay, I'm going to go buy it. How's the weather? A cyclone. Hold up. Oh, nope. DC.
Neva.
Gotta run.
Listen, he won't rewatch this. He don't even know I'm on this.
No one tells him.
He don't even know. Well, I mean, he knows I was on Sprint today because he was like, "Who's Sprint Baby on?" And I was like, "I have mine and Courtney's." And he was like, "I don't know who Courtney is," and I was like, "No, you don't." It's like he ain't gonna rewatch this.
Deidre's saying it's not all that. What's Mr.
that's why I
Reed
haven't
Neva
watched it.
say?
I'm like,
So he loved it. Like, he gave it 5 stars. But here's what we need to just keep into perspective about Mr. Reading with Neva. Mr. Reading with Neva goes into movies with very low expectation. Okay? I do the same thing. So, like, that last Halloween movie, whatever the heck it's called, I don't know. The one that came out like right like at the end
I
of
didn't like that.
No, I liked it. Here's the thing. A lot of people did not like it. A lot of, especially people that are like, real stands of the franchise.
Yes,
did not
that
like
was
it.
the issue.
I go into every movie being like, this is gonna be terrible. Like, it's gonna suck. Especially horror movies, like nowadays, because horror movies are not great nowadays. So a lot of times I went into it expecting it to be bad, and it was better. Ain't nobody arguing, girl. You nosy. Yes, I know what arguing is. You being nosy. But I went into it expecting it to be bad, and it was better than I thought it would be. So it was fine. But he does the same thing. He goes into movies expecting them to not be great, And so, especially when he's, read comics and all of this stuff, because he reads a lot of comic books. So that's how he does it. That's how he does it.
Well, Zoe didn't like it either.
A lot of people did not. He went on TikTok and was talking about how great it was. And I was like, how you thought you were going to keep it from me that you saw this movie? Then you put your review
y'all
on
not convinced me to watch this movie at all in this sprint.
I mean, he said he liked it, but also sometimes I feel like he just likes superhero movies because they're superheroes.
Amy said 3 as well. Thus far, Black Adam is getting mediocre love. Oh my God, that's too funny. Yeah, I'm not into all those. I'd rather read a fantastical book than watch all those DC Marvel movies. They just keep making them and making them and making them. And I'm just.
I also feel like I'm so behind now, and you kind of do have to watch them in order that it's too much of a commitment to. And like you have to watch the Disney shows too to know what happens in the next movie. And I'm like, I can't commit to that.
Exactly. I can't even commit to reading 2 books in the same series, and I'm struggling. So I'm not doing it with some.
I can't commit to that much.
Yeah,
that's exactly
I agree.
how I feel. The guy at the gym was talking about what movie, the Wakanda, the Black Panther movie, and how there's some new character that's in that movie that's either going to have like their own movie or they're going to have like a show or something. I forget. It's like some girl who's like a scientist or something. I can't remember what her name was. Yeah. I'm just like, this is why I can't get into the universe, because if I haven't seen the 32 movies that came before this one, then I'm not going to understand what's going on.
Yeah. So there's 2 people who are going to have their own show. I just saw the picture board for one of them, and that's Okoye. She's going to have something on Disney Plus, and so is Riri, which is the Black woman scientist that you're talking about.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's the sister, right? The sister?
No.
She's not getting her. They've been promoting her all over the place. The girl
because of who she is now, but because I don't want to spoil it for people that haven't watched it. But, But Riri is the person who they go to save in the next movie.
Okay.
The last movie.
I'm going to catch up next month. I'm getting Black History Month with all my great books out the way. And then I'm going to slow down my reading next month and catch up on any of my smutty series. Well, I did catch Too Hot to Handle. I'm already done there. But I love Married at First Sight. I'm like 3 seasons behind. Insecure. The series is already done. I didn't even write the last one. I got to catch up on Woman King and Wakanda Forever. What else am I missing? I don't know. There's a few. There's some good stuff out there. TV is definitely better than it used to be when I was younger. It's definitely changed. It's so much. You just don't have enough time.
The reality TV is where it's at.
Like I do like it's not reality. It's unscripted television. I was trying to tell my husband that the other day. I love unscripted television, but it depends. It's particular types, It's because it gets overwhelming, but. And then they make spinoffs. I hate when they do spinoffs. I'm not keeping up with all those.
Yeah,
like 90 Day Fiance. Any of y'all into that?
Into what?
90 Day Fiance?
No.
Oh, I do. I watch it. I love that show. And
I used to watch the before the 90 days. I never watched the regular one, but before the 90 days was awesome. That's where that's where people like are dating somebody long distance from like another country, and the train wreck, like they might be catfishing them, or they say that, okay, you got to come over on a visa for 90 days and you got to get married or they got to go back. So,
nope.
Yeah, it's a train wreck, but pretty good. Okay, Veronica Roth, Poster Girl. Have y'all read that?
I've never read Veronica Roth.
Terrible story, but it's just not gripping me. Yeah. DNF if you'd like. Spare decided to wait a few months till the hype died down. By that time, truthfully, as popular as this book is, because not only are they spoiling this book all over the internet, it's being spoiled on television with his press tour and everything too. So watch out. Yeah, no interest either, but I want to know. The only details about Spare I care to even know about is just the stuff with Meghan Markle. I don't really care about all the other stuff with his family and stuff.
I just don't care. I just read reviews because I don't care.
I'm not even reading reviews. I need to catch a
Like I watched
program or something.
I watched Bree from Lockbook Kitchen. I watched her video and I was like, you know what? Mama Bree read this book, so I don't have to. So.
Yeah, she did a great job. I don't need to watch anything else. I don't care about the book. I'm over it. Lockbook Kitchen, she did.
Yeah, exactly.
Ashley from Bookish Realm, she wrote like a Goodreads review, and I read that also. But I was like, you know what, y'all out here, Sister Ashley and Mama Bree out here.
Yeah, she did a video too.
Yeah, I saw the video.
So did Brandy. Brandy did also. So.
That is true. That is true. And they had two different perspectives. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So between the three of them, you'll get a gist of it. But the history buff that I am, I ordered the Libby version of the audiobook just so I can hear it for myself. But I have like 14 weeks. I'm like, by that time it should have died down.
Yeah, so you'll enjoy the first part. I think a lot of people are very much interested in like I think the book was divided into like 3 different parts. And so I guess the last part is with Meghan Markle and stuff, but I'm just like,
I think I just don't care enough to listen to that much of the book to get to the Meghan Markle part. Like I don't.
Yeah.
Well, to me, as I said to Brandy, I said it's too soon. It's too soon. You know, and if you're not going to spill all the tea, then what's the point?
No, and they just had that Netflix series too, which I did watch that.
That was good.
Like that was good in my opinion. You know what I mean? But like you hear a lot from Meghan herself, which is what
I want to see what she has to say.
Like Prince Harry is fine, okay, but I don't care about him. Like I don't give a crap.
I just want to care about the story. I could care less about either one of them. Like Nicole here says, they need some money, but whatever.
Yeah, because they just released that Netflix documentary right after his grandma passed away, and I watched that and it was good. But I was like, this is good enough. And then they were talking about Spare, and I was like, but why? Like, why?
Yeah, they're just glossing over. They're not gonna. I mean, it's only so much he knows too. I think they're just kind of putting some things on paper because people are curious about his story. But I think there's a multi-book deal. Somebody was saying either, so you'll get more. But I feel like they're young. I feel like memoirs, unless you have something really poignant to say, should be towards end of life. But it depends on what your life experiences are, you know. So,
or I feel like we should call them something other than a memoir.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think that's
like
fair.
Call it like a life story or something. You know what I mean? Like something like that. Like because I just feel
like 5 or 6 of them officially in a row. I just think he's delusional. That's all I think. He's kind of delusional about the Meghan Markle thing. That's all I really care about. His family, I get people want to, you know, when you have a family history, especially as long as he is, and he actually knows his ancestors and all, you know, he's not going to come out and say, hey, did some horrible jacked up stuff. You know, but it's like, it's just kind of glossing over. To him, you know, they'll always be heroes in his eyes. So, and I get that, wanting to know great things and say great things about your family. You're not going to just trash them, because he did say in an interview the other day that he does hope, he doesn't believe it. So I think in that area, he is rational, but he says he does not believe he'll be able to mend it with his family, but that's his hope. So he can't just talk complete shit about it,
which is true. But I definitely, when it comes to the way that like his family is about Meghan Markle and his kids, I feel like there is a strong sense of delusion there. Like he thinks that somehow it's going to be mended, but like nobody wants to mend the things that are wrong. I'm just saying.
It's nah.
But
he was delusional when he married her, thinking it wouldn't matter.
That he had about the way that he's been treated by both his father and his brother. There's some mental trauma there.
Oh, definitely.
There's some mental trauma there that he has yet to deal with, which is one of my main reasons why the different things I've been hearing. I said he needs to deal with that. He shouldn't have brought out the book if he hasn't dealt with that part yet.
I agree.
And that part is like before she even came into
the picture, because he talks about it in the Netflix documentary. He talks about how like him and his brother weren't allowed to cry like after their mom died and stuff. And like as someone who, I mean, me and my mom, like I have trauma around my mom anyway, but like for someone who has lost their mom, like you have to grieve it somehow. Like you can't just, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't just be expected to not deal with it ever. You know what I mean? So it's strange that he's bringing out all of this. Like, I mean, the documentary was fine, but like to bring out a whole book when you clearly have things to work through, is not.
And then there's manipulation by the family too. I don't, they're gonna make a little money, get some press, call it a day with that. But I don't see that being mended, because the royal family don't talk mess. They don't put their business out there. So
Right.
even though he put in some and not a lot, they're just like, no, we're not doing that. Not here. Yeah, that's my bad accent. I love the God.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Okay, I was thinking EGOT. I was like, hold up, Grammy Oscar. I cannot stand the main character of the writing. Odd how reading tastes. Yes, they definitely change over time. That is for sure. We actually got to the bottom of here. Are we going to? Let's go to one more sprint. Y'all okay with that? 30-minute?
Yeah.
Get out of here. Awesome. Okay, let me cue this up. Actually,
let's see if we can finish some books.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see if somebody actually is going to finish something in the chat. I'm going to get at least 10 pages. That's as far as I'm going to probably go. Okay, y'all. Let's see. Let me take this off of here. And happy reading. Hola. Hola. I'm just getting to a part and I gotta stop. Darn it. Okay, how did y'all?
I finished part 1 of my book, which is good.
Your pretty book. Do you always take the covers off before you read
I
it?
do if it's a hardcover. I always take the dust jacket off just because it slips and slides and just drives me cool.
How about you, Neva?
I'm at 18%, chapter 5 of Finding Me. I've basically just abandoned Blood Marked at this point until this book is over. So that's where we're at. That's where we at. You know what I mean? I'm still like enjoying. I feel weird saying I'm enjoying someone else's like memoir.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. I felt the same way with that. I'm like, oh, this is good, but then I'm like, this is somebody's life.
Like it's somebody's like
Yeah.
it's her life. So like I feel weird being like, oh, I'm really enjoying this book. Like I feel I mean, because her life was tragic. So like I feel it feels weird to me, but y'all know what I mean when I say like it's a good story.
Ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
I think it feels more like you're connecting with her. So I think of it that way when I say I'm enjoying a book. It's the idea that I'm connecting with their life, that, I'm showing some interest in it, especially when she talks about little 6-year-old Viola that, nobody really cared about, So good book. Keep at it. It gets better. How about you, Miss Nail?
I read 13 pages. I have 10 pages left, so I will definitely be finishing this tonight. This book is incredible.
There you go. Keep at it. Keep at it.
What are you reading again?
Ace.
I keep on hearing about that book. Yeah.
It's fantastic. I have had this on my TBR since like July, and I just kept like putting it off and like reading other stuff, but I'm so glad that I read this book. This is a book that I will likely reread again at some point because there's just so much information in here that it's like there's no way that you're going to remember all of it.
And that's what I keep on hearing about the book. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of that till you said it. I'm going to look it up.
Ashley was the first person I saw that read the book.
Really?
And then books like Whoa. And then I think Brandy read the book, or Lock Beautician Bree. Somebody else, but the first two people I saw that read it was Ashley from Brooklyn's Realm and Mara from Books Like Whoa.
Do either of them identify as asexual, or they just read it just for the educational purposes?
I want to say no to the first thing, and they really did enjoy it. Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
And Bree from Lock Beautician is a third person I know that read it, but the other two read it way before her.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what is this? I had never heard of the term. So I was like, what is this? So
and that's a big part of the book, is explaining that this is a sexual orientation. I put quotes around it because it's almost like the opposite of a sexual orientation, but it's so underrepresented, and a lot of people don't know what it is. And the first time I heard of it was when I was in high school, but back then it was so like glossed over. I remember distinctly the way it was described to me. I was told that it's the phase that people go through before they finally decide to come out that they're gay, which is not true at all. That's not at all what it is.
Wow.
But that's how it was described to me. Mm-hmm. So for years, that's what I always thought it was. If somebody said that they were asexual, I'm like, oh, like you're in the in-between phase. You're going to come out eventually. And that's how I always thought of it. And it wasn't until maybe like the last 3-5 years or so that I started to hear about it more, learn a little bit more about it. And I was like, oh, okay. So I had the wrong interpretation of what this was. And then reading this book, I was like, this is amazing. Like, why are people not talking about this? This is incredible.
I think it's because it's maybe not the mainstream. I feel like the whole idea of gender norms or gender identification, and I mean, because there's a lot of, I want to use the word education and training that needs to go with that, because it's not the quote unquote norm that people are used to. And so when you have that, you have a lot of misconceptions out. Like I know on my job, we have a training that I think last year was the first year that they started it. And it's an hour-long training, and it talks about like identification, it puts it's actually interesting. They have this thing called they call it the genderbread man or genderbread person. And it uses, I guess there's 4 terms, like there's expression, gender, identity, and I forgot the other thing. And it points to like different parts of it, but it breaks it down really well to as far as with like just what people identify as like their sex. But then when it talks about like how people like attraction, they put that in that as well. But when it comes to like asexual, it's kind of one of those in between realms that they describe as it. But at the same time, it's the idea of opening up that conversation that people don't normally have and it's going to be more prevalent, in society. I think that that's definitely important. So when you have a book like that, I think you're in the early phases of the mainstream, if I'm even want to say that people were saying that it's kind of mainstream, because I think of that as how widely popular it is, of whether people say it's mainstream or not. But it's one of those slow burn type things, so definitely important.
The whole concept could literally change like the world, like the whole like stereotype, all of the assumptions and expectations and all of that surrounding sex. This book, like, it just changes all of that. It changes your entire perspective, and it gives you a perspective that is not talked about and is not mainstream and is not the norm. And it's like, oh, like I never knew that I could think about it like this before because nobody ever presented it that way. And it's like, now that I'm learning this, I'm like, whoa, my brain is just like,
okay.
Do a good video on it. I think that'll be really good.
Yeah, that sounds like a book I'd be tabbing like crazy.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That'd
So
be one
I'm
of
at
those
86% of my book.
Okay. You think you're gonna finish that tonight?
Oh yeah.
There you go. Mm-hmm. I don't know how far. I read at least 10 pages, but I don't know. I probably read more than that. I think I read 15. Anyway, I'm still trudging along with that. It's not going to get done tonight. I got time, though. Oh, let's see where we're in the chat here. I was where I needed to be. 20% of Girl A reminds me of some Gillian Flynn books. Ooh. Anybody know about that?
I've never heard of the book, but I know who Gillian Flynn is.
Yeah, I know who she is.
I meant to read this book last year. Did it get read? It did not.
It's on the list, right?
Yeah, it's back on the list. I got it from the library. Like, it was one of the, Brittany probably remembers the 1-4A I made to the library last year, and then it took me I kept renewing the books for 6 weeks. It took me forever.
I do remember this saga of the library books. Yes.
So, do I have an excuse to have never read this book? No, it sat in my house for a good 6 weeks.
Well, if that means I don't have an excuse, that's all the books I own.
Yeah.
The perils of a booktuber, right?
I mean, it's just, they sit and they judge me, and it's fine.
Just turn your back. If you don't see them, then they don't exist. Right? Okay, so Zoe's going to get done soon. There you go. 29 pages. Okay, you can do it. You can do that tonight. Discussion about it. Oh, for Ace?
Oh, okay, did she? Awesome. I want to go back. Is it on her page? Because I'll go back and watch that.
Probably, yeah. Probably
is. Mm-hmm.
That leads me to a question I was going to ask. I'm sorry. Before I forget. Realm of Comics, Ashley's channel, is doing the Ninth House on the Lake. No, the Ninth House on the Lake. Do y'all know if and when she's having a discussion for that?
I don't think she said it yet.
Okay. Because I was looking and I didn't see. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't miss them. I'm trying to plan some stuff around things. And then, oh my gosh, what was the other one? Oh my gosh, it was 2 books. For Jesse at Bow Ties and Books, Riot Baby. And Anybody know? Okay, it's probably going to be discussed later. I know there's going to be some live shows. I just don't know when.
I
Okay.
want to read that. I heard that it's short. I want to read it. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody says that it's amazing. I want to read it.
I haven't read it yet, but I do have it. And it is short. So
Oh, it is short.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like 173 pages.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's it's pretty short.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you knew that in a day.
I don't know why I thought it was longer than that.
No, I'm looking up some page counts. And then while we're already talking about it, The Nice House on the Lake is this graphic novel here. And this one's
I have
not
it on my Kindle.
Yep. And that's pretty thin too. So
yeah, I have it on my Kindle for cosmology. I read it that way.
The Kindle. Yes, I recently realized what that was. That was not something I saw up until like 3 weeks ago. I guess maybe because I started looking at some graphics on there, and they were like, "Let me go ahead and throw this term out at her." But this is kind of freaky. Look at that. I don't know. Anyway, I think it's a horror, but I haven't looked at that either. I'm trying to pace out with my buddy reads. So that I don't miss any of these other, discussions that are going on, because I want to make sure I read the book or whatever before they happen.
Bree selected it, so it's a horror.
Yeah, I'm all for that. I like horror, paranormal, all that stuff. Tolkien, basically a history. You're a nerd. Well, we like you. 120 pages, Dragonheart Legacy, Nora Roberts, enjoying it almost to the end of part 1. I have to check that one out. A few more pages, part 2. Keep it up. Hey, Raleigh, how you doing? We're about to get out of here. What book are they talking? We're talking about Ace. Who's the author for Ace?
Angela Chen.
It's
a longer name. It's called Ace. What asexuality reveals about desire, society, and the meaning of sex. But that's a really long title, so most people just say Ace, and we know what you're talking about.
Okay. Ace Spectrum. I thought for the longest time there was something wrong with me. See, that's the thing when people don't have knowledge about stuff, or maybe have the words, or people ostracize things, and you think that something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Sometimes
that's what made me want to read this book in the first place. Like, once I found out that this book existed, and like the more that I was learning about it, not actively learning, but just I would hear things different places, you eavesdrop on conversations, you come across a video, a Twitter post, whatever. The more I was hearing about it, I was like, I think this might apply to me, ? But I need to do the research to really understand it and figure it out. And the more that I'm reading, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this is where I was supposed to be a long time ago.
I'm going to add that to my little list to take a look at. That and the Dragon book. Okay. See, that's what I like about sprints and speaking with other people. You hear books that you never heard of before. Enjoy that. Okay. Let's see. It was on our team. Oh, they're talking about Riot Baby. Don't think they're discussing it yet. Good. Awesome. And I read the graphic novel, had the art back then, the art, and it looks pretty creepy. I'm all for that. And we have actually gotten to the bottom of the chat, y'all. All right, I was supposed to be out of here like 30 minutes ago. My husband's texting me, you said you're going to cook me dinner. All right, let me get out of here. I told him 7:30 at the latest. Yeah, okay. Okay, well, thank y'all very much for coming. Thank you for everybody in the chats. Thank you for putting up with my craziness and all that good stuff. Okay, so I have a buddy read for Binti Saturday at 6 p.m. If y'all interested in tuning in, I would love to hear what you got to say about this. We're actually doing all 3 books. At least I am. I got to check with Chatty and see what she read. And then I have Tuesday sprints at 11 a.m. EST. That's me for now. Brittany, when are you sprinting? You got
I have boy band sprints all weekend on my channel. So Friday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, and Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Boy band sprints. So
boy band sprints
all weekend.
Have you posted them already? Like, can I go on and okay. I usually go through and like hit the notification because I'll forget. So I usually try to notify. Like for Courtney's every Tuesday, I'm like notify me because I'll forget.
I totally understand. I'm the same way. So yeah, you can go. They're scheduled. So to go.
And Neva, you. What do you have going on?
I
Any
have
videos coming up too? Y'all can say those.
You got videos, Britt?
I do Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday every week.
Okay. I have sprints as soon as we get off here. We're going. Me and Brittany are going over there.
I was gonna say we have sprints in a minute.
We're reading. If you haven't read The Assassin's Blade and you are participating in our Throne of Glass read along, that's what those sprints are for. I have already read it. Apparently, I'm the only one in the group that's read it. I'm an overachiever, clearly. And then, I mean, I'll be on Paige's sprints from Pages with Paige. She has sprints tomorrow. They start at 4 p.m. Eastern. I think that's like 9 a.m. Australian time. I think. I don't know. I just know it's 4 p.m. for me. I will be over there tomorrow for a part of that. It's a 12-hour sprint for her birthday. And then I'll be, in and out of Brittany's sprints this weekend since I'm also a host of the boy bands. And then next weekend, are the 24-hour sprints. That's next weekend. They'll start at 12 p.m. Eastern on Friday and run until 12 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. And they are themed around the boy band readathon just because they happen to be on my weekend. So that's it.
And then you're going to be a walking zombie on Sunday. Okay, that works. You bounced back after your last one, though. You were quick.
Well, and I went to work after the last one too, because my work schedule starts. My work schedule, like I work Saturday night from 8 to 4, so I like slept and then went to work, and they were like,
you slept and then came on my sprints and then went to work.
I went to her at 5:30, and she was like, "Why are you here?" And I was like, "I'm fine. I feel great." Made it through.
And Nell, what do you have going on?
Not nearly as much as Neva. Tomorrow I post every Friday at 12:30. So tomorrow I'm posting my first reading vlog, first like real reading vlog. I've posted other vlogs before, but they're like just 5-minute random videos of like stuff I did that day. But this is like an actual like reading vlog, which I've never done before. So hopefully that goes well. And then next Friday, I'm posting. It's going to be a video that has like 10 books in it that I haven't read yet. So if anybody wants to buddy read any of those books, I'm going to say like what the books are and what month I plan on reading them in. So if you want to buddy read those books with me, let me know. Love to do that.
Cool. Okay.
And
you said this next week?
Yeah, next Friday.
Okay, awesome. Okay.
So that'll go up. So it's basically like the list of books that I think will be 5 stars, like books that I know I want to read. I already know when I want to read them, and I think they will be 5 stars. I mean, I could be wrong. They might not be 5 stars, but I'm hoping that they will be. So yeah, I'll post that next week. And I'm also looking for recommendations that any of you guys can, chime in on, anybody in the comments, whatever. Looking for recommendations for next month's book club pick for my book club. We are trying to read a book that is like a self-help or personal development or something along those lines, but something that is specifically related to women, since March is like, what is it, International Women's Month or something. So we're looking for any kind of like personal development, self-care, self-help, anything along those lines, but something that is specifically geared towards women. So if you guys have any recs, not like right this second, obviously, but like if you catch me in sprints, or like you can comment on my video, or Instagram message me or whatever, any ideas or suggestions that you may have.
He's Just Not That Into You is one. You ever read that? That's an old school book. It was really good. It's short. It's like it's small chapters, and it basically talks about like how if somebody's not into you, how you can recognize that. Like if he's not spending time with you, he's just not into you. Probably all those lessons, if you're at least the age of 30 and have dated around, you would have learned those by now, navigate through your 20s. But I enjoyed it.
Well, I wrote it down. But if anybody else has anything, let me know. You know where to find me on sprints and my channel and Instagram and stuff. I'll be around.
And you, Miss Adrian.
Okay, well, I haven't set up a schedule as of yet. I'm still trying to figure that out. But I wrote down the questions, so I have to do the tag that Nell got me on.
I have to do Courtney. You tagged me when I have to do that.
I got tags all over the place, girl. I don't even have time to do some of these tags I got, but I'm gonna be tagging y'all when they come out.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be doing that. And 8:30 tonight is Wild Seed discussion.
Is it? I did not know that. I
Oh
forgot.
crap! We should have cut this short a long time ago. 8:30.
It's at 8:30. It's 8:04.
Oh crap! Okay, I'm gonna be late to that, but I'm coming. I gotta appease the husband
channel
for a minute though.
Yeah.
Bree Cherie.
Yeah, Bree Cherie.
Okay, I'll be there.
Okay, yeah, I gotta get to that one. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be doing that because I started to have a discussion. I said, "Oh no, wait a minute, aren't you having a discussion?" Yeah, so just posting about books on Instagram and TikTok.
Okay. Good to go. Let's see. I think that's it. Oh, next week, since I work on Thursday, I am not having a buddy sprint. Although I was planning on Saturday having like a 1 hour sprint early in the morning. I was going to literally do one sprint. So if y'all are up and want to do that, just message me. I'm not going to send out a link unless you message, but it's going to be like probably literally 1 hour and one sprint. But let me know. That's on the 18th, but otherwise there's no buddy sprint, but I'll be back on the 23rd. Dang work. Okay. Okay, bye everybody in the chat. Sorry, I went through all these. Bye-bye. Nicole, Amy, Pat, Zoe, Rally. Who else we got? Mika, Phil, and the rest of y'all. Elena. I'll see y'all later. Like I said, let me appease the hubby, but I'm gonna be late, but I'm coming because we got to talk about Dora, okay? His wife fell, okay? Okay. Bye, y'all.